Hello, Tab Nation and coders alike. Today we're going to be doing a macro recorder kind of video here. Uh, Not really a recorder as much as more of a, it kind of reminds me of a lot of those ones where you just kind of tell it step by step. So it's almost like block coding in a way. But you'll see what I mean here in a minute. You guys always seem to love my macro videos just because they're always my top 3 videos as far as viewership goes. So I figured let's do another one. So this guy I've actually talked to, really nice guy. He's been working on this, I believe he said, for a little bit over a year. It's very clean. I was impressed with, just the functionality of it, especially within just a year of making it. So it's called Macro Win. Macros for Windows. So here's the website. Obviously, that will be in the description below. And yeah, this is the website. I mean, you guys don't really care about the website, so let's take a look. So when you download it, you're going to get a zip file. Obviously, you just unzip it with whatever you're using. You're going to then get a install. So Windows or Mac Run setup. So we're going to run that. This is one of the simplest install GUIs I've ever seen. A lot of them you're just like, it's like 5 different screens before you finally get to the actual install button. But as you see here, you're going to pick the location of where you want to install it. I recommend just keeping it where it is, program files. That's where it should be, honestly. But if you need it to go somewhere else, obviously change it by clicking these 3 dots. There's 2 options here. Do you want it to automatically start when you run Windows? That's up to you. I said no, because, I don't know. I like to be in control myself of what I start. Create a desktop shortcut. That I said yes. You're then just going to push install. It will then install. You're going to get the little, are you sure you want to do this and stuff? You're going to click yes. I'm going to click no because I've already installed this. So I have no reason to do that. So now we're going to actually take a look at the actual program and make our first macro. And we're just going to kind of make 1 or 2 macros, and then we'll just kind of go through, I'll kind of show you the different things that are there, and you can play with those yourself. If you want me to expand and make like a full tutorial on the whole thing, let me know in the description below. I'd be happy to do that. But this is kind of more of a introduction video. So we're just going to make only 1 or 2 simple things just so you can see how simple everything is and get an idea of how the flow goes, I guess you could say. So yeah, definitely visit the website if you want to check out more of like the history of it and whatnot. Read a little bit up on it and see, about purchasing, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's actually run the program and talk about first logging in. Alright, now we got it up and running. The first thing we are going to do is need to be logged in. So you should be prompted with it, but in case you're not, which I just went ahead and exit it so I can show you this, you're going to come up here to the little blue guy with a key next to him. Click on that. You're going to be asked for your username and password. So I'm going to go ahead and enter that, and I'm going to pause this video. Alright, I went ahead and entered my information. It's then going to ask for a verification code. So I, once again, am going to pause this video and wait for that to come through. Put that in, push OK, and then we'll begin from there. Alrighty, so the verification code, it came through pretty quick. I would say about 20 seconds, if that. So I just copied and pasted that over. Something to keep in mind that I noticed in the verification code is it is a 5-minute code, so it's not very long, so you do need to pretty much do it right away, just in case you're waiting for it and you decide to walk away for a little bit. Make sure you're getting back and as soon as that email comes through, because it is pretty quick. I'll actually reach out and see about that. So yeah, this is pretty much your drop screen, homepage, what am I saying? Drop whatever. So we're just going to go to File. You know, obviously there's a lot of stuff you can see. So here's the macro recorder, which I know a lot of you are going to be using, just because it's simple. But just know when you use a macro recorder, something as simple as moving your mouse across the screen, it can add a lot of extra steps that are unnecessary. So I mean, it's useful in a bind if you need something instantly, really fast. But I think it's better to manually do stuff. But there's a lot of stuff in here for you to explore. Like I said, I'm not going to cover every single thing. You know, there's like themes here. You can go light. You can go dark, which I think I'm already in. Yeah. So there's light. But we like dark mode, right, guys? Let me know. Are there any light users down there? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not really going to go through any of the tools very deeply. So we're just going to do File, Add Macro. So here we're going to start with, what do we want to call it? You know, make sure it makes sense. You're not going to forget. Don't call it Macro 1, Macro 2, because then you're going to forget exactly what it does. But for the sake of this video, we are just going to call it Test 1. Because why not? And, you know, a description. You know, it doesn't have to be too complex. This is for a YouTube video intro. Enough said. Associated application. I don't really want to put anything there, but you can if you want. So we got 3 things we got to do here before we actually save our macro. We got triggers, conditions, and actions. So under triggers, you know, what's going to make this happen? What's going to go, like, what's going to make it run the macro? So everybody here on this channel, for the most part, are AutoHotkey users. So let's make it a hotkey. I mean, that makes sense for us, right? But as you see, there is a lot of triggers. I mean, even stuff like Wi-Fi stuff. USB drive gets plugged in or unplugged. I mean, there's so many things here. Run at a certain time of day. Kind of like how Windows has their automated running of macros. I mean, there's just so many options here, which is cool. But like I said, let's stick with the theme that we're all used to in this channel, and that's a like keyboard key press. So that's going to be keyboard. Press that. We're going to add that, and then it's going to say, you know, what exactly we want to do. Do we want to do a down press, an up press, meaning we release, trigger only once, that kind of stuff. So we want to do, so you can do remove, add hotkey, stuff like that. So there's a few different options there. All my videos, I do F1. So we're going to do F1. Keep up with my usual theme of my channel. So yeah, just do add hotkey, and obviously you can make it more than one. All right, I'm happy with that. And that's the only trigger I need. I just want a keyboard press of F1, and it's going to be when I press it down, so actually pressing versus release. Alright, conditions. You know, go to add. And once again, good amount of stuff here. Oh, task scheduler, that was the thing I was mentioning earlier. I couldn't remember the thing that automatically runs. And yeah, I mean, what do we want to make the trigger here? There's so many options here. Image detection, that's always a good one. A lot of people who especially are gamers are going to like this one. That's basically whenever an image shows up in a game, boom, do something. So people like that a lot. OCR is another very popular one. If you don't know what that is, it's basically when there detects a certain text on the screen, and it doesn't actually have to be like actual like typable text. It could be like in an image, like text in an image. Another one big for gamers is going to be pixel searching. When a certain color is detected on the screen, do this, that, etc. A lot of these also can be under the trigger thing, so that's always good. So you know, a condition could be trying to think what would be good. Oh, I like that one. Public holiday. Oh, that one's cool. Well, we can't really test that because today is not really a public holiday. So let's just go with something super simple. Time of day. Let's do that. That one would be simple for the video. I can't really do a holiday test because it's not an actual holiday, and I don't feel like messing with my computer's times. So you can do before or after. Let's just do before. You know, maybe we don't want an employee or somebody doing something after a certain time. We don't want them to be able to use a hotkey for some odd reason. I don't know. Hour, you know, you got your hours here. It does go by a 24-hour clock, just so you know. Military time, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, what days do we want this to work? Well, as of right now filming, it is Friday, so I'm going to say I only want this to work on Friday. And as long as it's, you know, before 11 at night, go ahead and run. It's 7 o'clock right now, or almost, so we're good to go. So that condition will be met. Actions. Now here's where the cool stuff happens. This is where we want it to perform the automation for us. So this is where you're gonna, these are easy. I mean, these take you, you're gonna know what you want. They're gonna each take you like 10 seconds to set up. The actions, that's where you're really gonna be spending your time. This is really where the magic happens. So once again, lots of options, even more here with stuff. There's even one here for Discord. I'm not even sure what that does. That's kind of curious. I'm gonna have to play with that one. I'm guessing it's kind of like maybe a bot style thing. If you guys test this out, let me know in the description below, or I'll reach out to the creator and give him a quick answer or question on what that one is, because that's pretty cool. I didn't actually notice that before. I like that. Once again, let's keep it simple. Let's play with our clipboard. So we want to change our clipboard text to say, hello world. You can also do like file stuff, paste, clear, maybe clear your clipboard. Maybe you have that like go off every like X amount of, your clipboard gets cleared every 5 minutes. Maybe you work at a super secure facility where they don't want anything in your clipboard for too long in case a hacker comes along or something. This would be great for someone like you. Maybe you work in the government. You could have your clipboard clear every X amount of, you know, minutes or something. There's so much you could do with this. Like I said, I can't really spend too much time doing a video on every single thing on here because we would be here for hours doing that. So if you guys do have something very specific you want to see as far as actions go or triggers or whatever, definitely let me know in the comments below. I definitely would love to do some follow-up videos on this, maybe even combining a few different things. You know, I think a gaming video is probably what I would do next on this, using basically OCR, pixel search, and image search. That seems to be the biggest three when it comes to gaming, so I would love to do one of those. So if you guys do like that, hit the like button. If I hit, let's say 30 likes, I'll do a gaming video based on this macro creator, just explaining those three things, and maybe more. Maybe the Discord. So we just want to do hello world. Like I said, we're keeping it simple here. This is an intro video. Alright, I am happy with what we got. Well, now that we know what we're doing, I'm actually going to go ahead and rename this away from test to clipboard hello world. This is a video for intro. Clipboard hello world. So you don't have to get everything up here, actually. Like I said, you don't have to do this first. You can do this last. Maybe you're not 100% sure what your route you're taking exactly fully yet. Like I didn't know. I just kind of was winging it here. So now I know. It's perfectly okay to go back and change it. So you're fine there. So we are going to save this. And now on our drop screen here, we have our new clipboard, hello world. Now right here we have welcome. That one's already there. So let's use this one as an example. You can actually right click on these and you get a bunch of options here. You know, you can edit, delete, a whole bunch of different things. You can manually execute it versus, you know, doing it however it's set up originally. But yeah, if you want to clear out, you can just do delete macro. Are you sure? Obviously that's going to appear. I'm going to say yes. So that was great that that was there. So I could use that as an example. Now right here, it's kind of cool. You got the contents, description, the name. So a very basic breakdown, very clear. I like the idea of the contents thing here because I can see that I have only one trigger, only one condition, and it only performs a single action. So that's fine. So let's open Notepad for this. So we got a bunch of gibberish. I'm going to put that into my clipboard, so Control V. As you see, it is in my clipboard. What just happened there? Alright, so let's test this out now. Alright, had to pause there for a second to figure out exactly what was going on. Spoke actually to the creator, and we figured it out. So let's do some gibberish into our clipboard. So that is in our clipboard. So here's what I actually figured out. Well, we both did. So F1 is probably not the best hotkey to actually use because as of right now, not sure what's going to happen in the future. The original functionality is still going to kind of be there. So depending on what application you're using in, F1 may work, may not work, but just because you probably don't memorize every functionality of every program that has the built-in F1 functionality for help, it's probably best to just stay away from it. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to switch over to F2, still have everything the same, good. One thing actually to point out since I'm right here is day and time. This little blue icon, you can click it and actually see if all conditions have been met. So I'm using a time one, so right now the conditions are met, but if I were to do this after 11 o'clock tonight, it would say, you know, not met kind of thing. So yeah, let's save that. So now we're using F2 instead. We're going to come over here. We have gibberish in our clipboard. We're going to head ahead, press F2, and now I'm going to do Control V, and there is Hello World. So I would kind of stay away from F1 as a hotkey. Good to know. But yeah, so that is how you make your first macro. We did the simplest one there pretty much probably is to do. So like I said, this is kind of very intro. So let's point out a few other little things here and there that are very useful. There are profiles up here. So you got your default. You can always add one. You know, we'll name it Tom. So this would be like my personal profile when I'm home doing stuff. But maybe I want one for when I'm doing my Tab Nation to help me with recording, you know, maybe help me control. OBS already has built-in hotkeys, but you know what I'm saying. But if I wanted to control different things that I'm doing, we can assign an app, all that kind of stuff. Save. So now, as you can see, I have my different profiles, so that way it only displays the hotkeys I want to use at that moment. So it's a great way to organize, or maybe multiple people are using your computer, same desktop. You know, you can have one for each user, that kind of thing. Pretty self-explanatory. One thing, and this is probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen in a macro recorder, is a community center. So there are macro recorders out there that have websites where they have forums where you can copy their information, but you're going on the internet, you got to go to the website, you know, and it's more of like a form style. Well, this is actually like built in, like it doesn't open Chrome, nothing. It's right here. So these are scripts that other people, other users have created that they want to share with the world. So this is really cool. You got stuff like weather reports, stuff like that. And obviously you can read into them. You can upvote, you know, if you think it's useful. you know, that way it moves up to the list. That way you can see the most popular ones there are. So it's really cool, you know, and it's basically like the home screen where you got the same information with, you know, a description. What does it have? It has 5 different triggers, 41 actions. Wow. So that's pretty cool. So you can sort by, you know, upvotes, what's the most popular, that kind of stuff. If you're looking for something specific, you can use the find functionality, you know, who it's made by. Maybe you're looking something specifically to use with Chrome or whatever. So this is pretty cool. So I've never seen a macro recorder with this stuff built actually into the game or the program. So that's cool. Let's see, what else is there to mention? Another thing is there are some built-in templates under the file drop-down context menu. There's a pretty good amount in here. You know, there's a lot like reoccurring alarms, auto run, all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to go through all these obviously, but there's a lot, as you can see, already in there. So there's templates. Then you can go to the community center where you find stuff made by you and me. So I hope to see your guys' username pop up in there at some point. That'd be really cool. But yeah, let's see, what else is there? Oh, here's where you can upload your macro. So if you do want to share it with the world, you can push upload. It's going to go to that community center, and yeah, hopefully you get a lot of upvotes. Alright, I think that is it for this video. If you have any questions, and like I said, if you want me to expand in a certain direction, let me know. I do plan to do another one where I do a kind of a video game vibe going on in this program with, you know, OCR, pixel search, image search, and possibly other stuff. Maybe we'll play around with some of those I saw in the community center, like auto run, you know, see how those work, and you know, how it was built, that kind of thing. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs up. Like I said, let's hit 30. I'll do that gaming one. See you guys on the next one.